Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation, Bhagavan's very own Leela to manifest the powers of Paramashiva by having a cognitive shift. Shakshi Pramana, the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, followers all around the world, initiated by Bhagavan into the science of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully says, He Himself will manifest through all of us, and when we are in the oneness with Paramashiva as our reality, bringing auspiciousness, abundance, healing, blessing, initiation, and all that and much more. Pratyaksha Pramana, the scientific study measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Again and again, Bhagavan clearly has documented everything in the Avatar Shastra, how all these are scientifically proven. Bhagavan is giving us more and more clarity how the manifestation of Paramashiva is real. The Shastra Pramana for the power of levitation is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Vijnana, consciousness, Bhairava, one who experienced the consciousness. Tantra is the method, how you have the method to assemble a car or assemble a rocket. Here Bhagavan gives the ultimate sutra to make us understand the power of levitation. This is from Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57.
शयने स्थित्वा निराधारं विभावयन् स्वदेहं मनसि क्षीणे क्षणात् क्षीणाशयो भवेत् आसने शयने स्थित्वा निराधारं विभावयन् स्वदेहं मनसि क्षीणे क्षणात् क्षीणाशयो भवेत्.
Tantra, Sutra 82, Dharana 57, Bhagavan Paramashiva says, being situated on a comfortable seat or on a bed, firmly cognize that your own body is without any support or base from anywhere. It is resting on nothing. By holding this cognition, when the mind becomes worn away and thoughtlessness arises, then in an instant one becomes weightless and experience the space beyond the mind, the space of Paramashiva. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully explains to us how we can go beyond the gravitational force. Bhagavan says in the Kailash Courtyard, how if there is 1 gram of toxin in the body, he will not be able to levitate. But even if a person is 200 kgs, 400 pounds, he can simply levitate them and make them fly. And all that is the ultimate space when we are in the oneness to receive Paramashiva, detoxing our body, having the cognitive shift that I am Paramashiva. All that we experience, all that we know is only a delusion. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa once sat for a photographer and he went into deep samadhi. So the photographer, his chin was little low. He wanted to move the chin higher. And the photographer puts his hand and pushes it up while the whole body starts flying. It's like touching a feather and lifting a feather, he notes. The whole science is you becoming lighter than the feather when you are in surrender space, oneness space of complete understanding. Paramashiva is real, not something from outside, but surrender is from in, that you become the base of what you understand as consciousness, giving up all the identities. When a bee is very busy humming, the minute it sees the flower and starts drinking the nectar, it becomes very quiet. Our own mind, when we have thoughts, because we are engaging in that, when we are ready to surrender to thoughts, simply buoyancy works. The metal which just sinks in the water, but it floats as a ship because the displacement of the water is heavier than the ship itself. So because of the buoyancy force, it floats, the same metal. It is just a cognitive shift. Same way, if the cognitive shift, Bhagavan says, that happens during the flight takeoff, and it simply triggers in us a different consciousness and simply starts levitating as the flight flies. He says it's easy to map the circuit into our brain. How these rishis were able to fly the vimanas is only bring the circuit into our brain, the consciousness as a real power where they could levitate beyond the gravitational pull. They knew what to attract and what to drop by just being in the oneness with Paramashiva. The more you are dealt in confusion, you are cherishing that, you are going to attract such confusion and chaos. The more you decide to reside in Paramashiva, in spite of all the confusion, slowly and slowly all that withers away, and you are in the pure space of oneness with Paramashiva, and nothing touches you. And whatever happens only brings auspiciousness, not confusion, chaos. And more you understand Paramashiva is real, more and more all the chaos completely settles down and makes you understand Paramashiva is the ultimate, Paramashiva is manifesting as the reality. In the deep sleep, we have no idea who we are, what we are, where we are, nothing. But that is the most blissful space that we want to experience every single day by every human being. That is because of the space of oneness with Paramashiva. Same Bhagavan says, if you understand your dream and the deep sleep, you can enter into it powerfully as consciousness, experiencing the Nirvikalpa Samadhi and the oneness with Paramashiva. Bhagavan beautifully gives the Apta Pramana. Apta Pramana, Adi Shankara had a disciple, Sanatana, and the other disciples used to make fun of him because he never was a learned and he never knew to be acharya or chanting or anything, but he was in such a humble space. He dropped his ego for everything. He said the service to Adi Shankara and his disciple was the only reason why he existed. He surrendered every other thought and completely doing the seva for everybody in spite of them making fun of him. And Adi Shankara decided to show the other disciple the amount of surrender that he had in his inner space. So one day when he was washing the clothes, he just calls, Adi Shankara calls, Sanatana, come here. And simply he comes running and asks, what is it? Adi Shankaracharya says, look back, what you have done. And he just looks back and then realizes wherever he has put the foot and there was a lotus. Lotus do not grow on the river, but it simply grew just for him to hold his pada because he did not even realize that he is walking on water. But just the Guru's word, his surrender was so deep, he just ran across the water to come and ask the Guru what is that he is asking for. This beautiful instant is documented in Shankara Digvijayam Canto 6. The surrender of the inner thoughts and all our confusion, chaos, problem, pain, illness, everything at Bhagavan's lotus feet completely makes us merge into the Paramashiva space as reality. Bhagavan beautifully explains how he levitated when he was in such a confusion that his yoga guru said, you have to do the kumbhaka and you have to levitate and then only you can go anywhere. Bhagwan wanted to go to the restroom, but he was not allowed. He didn't know what to do. And there was a Muruga deity next to the Kritika Mandapam. And he just prayed to Lord Muruga, please let me know whatever you want to manifest, you manifest through me. The minute he raised both his hands, simply Paramashiva as Muruga manifested in him as levitation. Now the neuroscience has said neuroplasticity happens when you are put in survival mode and when you are ready to break it, understanding your higher cognitions, the context that you live, and simply that becomes the reality. How beautifully Bhagavan has manifested that reality, and the flower garland person and his yoga guru witnessed this powerful space, the levitation of Bhagavan happening as a reality when he was a child. Now we are going to experience levitating a bilva leaf. If you have the Jnananjan in your Kantamala, you can apply in your third eye and your temple. And you can take the bilva leaf and place it on your palm. Make sure your palm is quite flat and there is no fan to move the bilva leaf, or you can place it on the silicon, but make sure the silicon is switched off so that there is no vibration mode. And whatever you are experiencing, just surrender everything to Paramashiva, unclutch from everything, hold only Parashakti, Bhagwan, in your third eye. That gorgeous space, that beautiful space, that caring, and that is ferociousness, all that you remember, hold that, and the conversation, the words, the mantras, initiations, all that, bring it to your third eye. The lower three chakra is only for detox. Again and again, detoxing your body will raise you into the higher consciousness, who you are as Paramashiva. Absolute unclutching from everything on the outer world. You are the creator of everything. You understanding you are the owner of everything. Once you know you are the owner, there is no question of greed or incompletion or fear. Simply you know you are manifesting everything as reality. Where's the question of somebody taking anything? You are absolute. You are Paramashiva. You are the frequency. You are not just the matter. Your body is also appearing, but you are not the body. The body, if your hand doesn't say, "Oh, I lost my hand," it doesn't have any idea. Only you, as consciousness in the body, experiences that. The minute we are dead, we have no idea. They take off all the organs, they have no idea. Only because you're Paramashiva, you know what is there in your body, what is it. You are. Hold that beautiful space of oneness that you are Paramashiva. Paramashiva is real. You're also living as body to experience the Paramashiva space. Now, completely unclutching is the highest Tyaga. Highest Tyaga that you can do is complete completion and unclutching. And be in the bhava, sit as Devi herself with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. So powerful and so graceful. Continuously chant the Maha Vakya from your navel center, entangling with Bhagavan in the oneness space. Again and again, hold that beautiful space of oneness and start manifesting the power of levitation. Let's start chanting the Maha Vakya.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us.
Paramashivoham, 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 Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Shivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Paramashivoham, Paramashivoham.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Whatever you have experienced as levitation of the leaf, or you're feeling the Kundalini energy, or you're feeling the tingling, the heat, whatever you are experiencing, the oneness with Paramashiva, again and again go back to the first person. Bhagavan says, Smarnat Mukti Arunachala. Simply when you are in the space of who is that who cannot be remembered, who is that who cannot be forget, and who is that who is remembering you right now, the more and more you look in, who's that who is manifesting in you as reality? What do you see in others as your reality? And how you exist from the context of who you are, Paramashiva, as your reality. Again and again, looking in the self, how we experience everything, the world around us, and cherishing more and more Paramashiva is real. and that is making me manifest all the things as auspiciousness and abundance. More and more you start cherishing Paramashiva as your reality. He is real and He is your reality. When you start understanding, you merge into the quantum space. Bhagavan says, even your molecular structures changes. Experience yourself as frequency rather than just matter. When you are in quantum and you are in frequency, the higher self of who you are, you can manifest, manipulate, and whatever you want, you can manifest abundance, auspiciousness, and bliss in your life. Again and again, Bhagavan speaks about the collective integrity. Collectively sitting and meditating and manifesting all these powers. Again and again, self pokes hole in your logical life, in your self-doubt, self-denial, and self-hatred. And again, you know that Paramashiva is real. He is manifesting. Once you surrender into that beautiful space, get absorbed authentically into that space, you can experience the ultimate bliss as Paramashiva, as oneness with Paramashiva. Now, let's have one more cycle of few more minutes of manifesting the powers of Paramashiva as our reality. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely with a deep listening to levitate the leaf on our palm. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya deeply from our navel center with a deep listening.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.